Good morning, Custodians, and welcome to video 2 of chapter 1 History, the French Revolution. In the last video, we discussed about the composition of the French society and the situation prevailing in France when Louis XVI he ascended the throne in 1774. The various reasons that made France deprived of money, that is the reasons for empty treasure. And in today's video we will see the subsistence crisis and what made the people to revolt and storm the fortress prison Bastille. So let's start. So we saw that the feudal privileges were enjoyed by the people of the first estate, that is the clergy, and the second estate, that is the nobility, and the peasants, that is the persons belonging to third estate, they have to pay taxes. Tithe to the people belonging to church, that is clergy, and tele to the people belonging to nobility or the state itself. As depicted in this picture also, the picture titled The Spider and the Fly. Here the noble sitting at the chair with the fat noble is shown as the spider, and the peasant who is bringing fruits, grains and other things for the noble is shown as the fly. This picture itself is showing the feudal privileges and how the peasants they were trapped in this web of feudal privileges. And this is why the title is justified, that is the artist has tried to show the noble as the spider and the peasant as the fly, who is left with no other option other than to supply the food to the spider, that is the noble. Now we will see the subsistence crisis. Actually subsistence refers to living, and crisis, as you know, it's an emergency or alarming situation. So subsistence crisis, it refers to a situation where the basic means of livelihood or basic means of living, they are endangered. Why it was so? Actually the population of France, it rose from 23 to 28 million in 1789, from 1715 to 1789, that is near about 64 years. Within 64 years it rose to up to 5 million, that is 50 lakh people were added in the population. But Louis XVI, he was not to do with this. Still old traditional practices were followed in agriculture, and in France agriculture was the main occupation of the people, that is the peasants. So no such development in agriculture was taken care of by the state, and the people themselves, they were not able to introduce new techniques. What happened? The food grain production remained the same as it was in 1715, but now in 1789 a large population was to be fed, that is 50 lakhs more people were to be fed from same product, same produce. This created a increase in demand for food grains, and when the demand increases and the supply remains the same or less, it leads to a rise in price. This is what happened in France. The price of food grains increased, but and the French people, they used to eat bread as their staple food. Also those who were engaged in some work, they were engaged in the workshops and they were getting fixed wages. The peasants, they or the laborers, they were getting fixed wages, and the wages remaining same, but the prices of the food grain or the bread, it increased so high that it was almost impossible for the workers to maintain their families. This created a situation which was difficult, or which was making them difficult to survive. And in addition to that, if somehow the crop got failed due to hailstorm or due to low harvest, the situation worsened more, and it created a situation what is called or known as the subsistence crisis by the historians. This subsistence crisis were more frequent during the old regime. Here old regime means the monarchy. Old regime, whenever this word will be used in the lesson, it refers to the monarchical system that was prevailing in France. So when all this was going on, at the same time some of the French people, they were involved in trade. That is, they were involved in overseas trade, especially of costly or luxurious items like woolen and silk textiles, right? So these woolen or silk textiles, they were exported to other countries, or they were purchased by a rich or elite class of the France. This trade of woolen and textile made the traders involved so prosperous that they were not able to be recognized as nobles, and they didn't belong to church, so they were not clergy, but they became prosperous. They became prosperous more than the peasants, and that's why they were termed as the middle class. Not only the traders, the businessmen were also there. The professionals like lawyers and government officials, they were also there. And all these, how they were different or distinct from the peasants, that they were all educated. They started discussing about the feudal privileges. They started raising their voices against the feudal privileges, but in their own meetings. And from these meetings, these ideas, they were further spread to the entire peasants. And how they were spread? It was because of the work of some social philosophers, and the foremost to be named are John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau. John Locke, he wrote a book, The Two Treatises of Government, and in this he condemned and he refuted the doctrine of divine privileges based on birth. That is the feudal privileges. He raised a question why the feudal privileges should be there, and he also raised questions upon the powers of the monarch or the rights of the monarch. Then Jean-Jacques Rousseau, he also proposed a government which is based on social contract, that is, the government to be framed by the people and their representatives. Furthermore, this idea was carried forward, and then a book was written, that is The Spirit of the Law, which was written by Montesquieu, and he proposed a draft of the type of government. He said the government should be there on the basis of the social contract which was proposed by Jean-Jacques Rousseau, but within the government the powers should be divided between the legislative, executive and judiciary. And this model of government was adopted by the 13 American colonies when they got independent from Britain. These ideas or these philosophies of the philosophers, they were discussed in social gatherings, especially in salons and in coffee houses, and the books and newspapers, they started propagating this idea. And ultimately, at the same time, in order to fulfill the empty treasure, the news, it spread that Louis XVI is planning to impose new taxes, and for this he is going to call a meeting of the Estates General. That's all we have in this video. In the next video we will see the meeting of the Estates General and the oath of the tennis court. That's all. Thank you and have a nice day.